From the stage to the sideline, and now the studio in his mind, which is really in his basement. It's time for Blevins Nation Podcast. All rock, all football, all the time. Life. It's what happens. Now, here's your host, Coach B.
Hey guys and gals, welcome back for another episode of Blevins Nation Podcast. I want to wish my little girl, Skylar, a happy birthday today. Today she turns 9. The day is Sunday, April 29th, 2018. Now, on with the show. Today, we got a phenomenal guitar player, singer, songwriter, pianist, Cris Brown, lead singer of One Less Reason. Hell of a show today. Got some good stuff. Also, want to throw some shout outs there before we get started. Shout out to my good buddies in Sweet Tooth Jones out of Jackson, Mississippi. Great bunch of guys, great musicians. Man, can't wait to hear some of their original stuff coming up. They've been doing covers for a little while now, so go check them out anywhere they are down south. And want to give a shout out to my good buddies in Dirty Outlaw Entertainment. They're doing some good stuff. Just signed some really good bands, one exclusively, 12 Stones. They're going to be doing some shows. They got Electric Radio Kings, who you know I just interviewed a couple months back, Mr. Stacy Blades, who played with LA Guns and Rock's Gang. So some good things to check out. Definitely want to thank Cris Brown for doing the show today. And thank Chip Matthews out of Jackson for hooking this up. Shout out to my good buddy Soundman Jay. We're going to start doing some on the road stories with JJ. And so anyway, now would like to introduce Cris Brown. Hey guys, welcome to Blevins Nation Podcast, and talking with Cris Brown from One Less Reason. And how's it going, Cris?
It's going great, man.
Right.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah, no problem. So first thing, how'd you get started? When did you start playing, music? I know you play piano, guitar. When did that all start?
It was really early in life. My dad was always the kind of guy who wanted to back you in whatever it was that you were interested in.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it was later at night, and there was a TV show that had Michael J. Fox on it. I can't remember what it was, but he was playing guitar, and he was playing guitar on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember saying out loud, "I want to learn how to play guitar.
Mm-hmm.
That's too cool." And the next day, I was in guitar lesson. So I guess
Awesome.
around 7, 8.
Okay. All right, that's cool. Where did 7 or 8? What were you listening to back then?
Yeah, Yngwie Malmsteen a lot.
Wow, at that age, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
yes,
Okay.
yes. I was really into. I was 7 and 8, and my dad kind of got me hooked early on Frampton Comes Alive,
Mm-hmm.
the Peter Frampton live record.
Okay.
Which I fell in love with guitar like right off the bat like that, because it had the song "Do You Feel Like the Dew?"
Mm-hmm.
Where it makes the guitar talk, and there's something about the way, he would play to the crowd. Do you feel like we do? You hear go wow 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 wow. I was like, I need some of this in my life. So yeah, it kind of graduated from Frampton Comes Alive to really picking my interest on guitar, and then I remember I saw the I'll See the Light Tonight video by Yngwie Malmsteen.
Mm-hmm.
And that had me kind of hooked from that point on. And it just anything that has to do with guitar.
Okay.
I really never cared about singing at all
Mm-hmm.
back in the day. Singing
Okay.
was forced upon me.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm sure being a Yngwie fan, you're familiar with Steeler.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love that album. I burnt that tape out. I think I bought like 3 copies back in the day. Yeah, I wore the crap out of that.
I think Ronnie Kitt was actually singing country now, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, it's country rock, whatever you want to call it, but it's country and it's
Right.
got a rock backbone to it, I guess. Whatever, I haven't heard any,
Right.
but when you mentioned that, you ever heard the band Lit?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, My Own Worst Enemy. Yeah. I
Yeah.
love that album. That's a good album. Ziploc, all kind of stuff on there, but they're country now.
You know what? That seems like a natural, right?
Well,
Seems like that could gravitate towards that. I mean, when you listen to, you make me come, you make me complete,
Mhm.
you make me completely miserable, whatever.
yeah.
That could totally be a country song, yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. But I mean, it just threw me off because they're playing here in a couple of months at a festival called Incarceration, and all the bands are, rock bands. I mean, you got from Black Label Society all the way to oh gosh, I can't even remember now. But they're going to be there, and I'm like, oh wow, how's that gonna fit, because they are straight up country now. They made a video and everything, and Jeremy Popoff, the lead singer, he actually sounds good singing country. I mean, it's a good song, not knocking them by any means, but it just totally threw me for a loop. So, but
Well, today's country is nothing more than Bob Seger rock
yeah, exactly.
with worse lyrics.
And then you got your ones that try to be a little heavier, like Brantley Gilbert, I think it is. Something in the sticks or something like that.
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
It just all sound. It really does all sound the same to me. There are standout artists in country like Chris Stapleton.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And there's plenty of standout guys, but for the most part, the Luke Bryants and all the first name, 2 first name guys, all the Ricky Bobbies of country.
Exactly.
It's just like, oh, please just stop. But they always have great guitar players.
Oh yes, good bands, definitely. Okay. So when did you start? When was the age you first played live on stage?
I was 13 years old.
Okay.
And like I said, it was strange because I was this weird little kid. I did just want to sit in my room and learn how to play guitar. You know what I mean? I only wanted to play guitar. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't care really about anything else. And it's odd that I ended up becoming a singer because guitar is all I ever wanted to be a part of. And then I started getting into there was this Christian rock band, actually Christian thrash band that I was into called the Crucified out of California.
Okay.
And I really started learning these really almost thrash-like songs, and the way the guitar player of the band's a friend of mine now. His name's Greg Manier, but he had a great way of, he had his own thing going on. So It really just it impressed me. And then I ended up playing in a band. I got asked to come and sit in with the band, and the guys were a little older. Like the guitar player was 31, 32 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Here I am. I'm 13 years old. And I ended up starting to play with 30-year-old guys, and or guys who played 30, 40-year-old guys, and and people that I went to high school with, they had their high school bands and whatnot, and they were doing their thing. But I don't know, I was always more interested in being around the guys that were already doing it, and they were out doing it in the in the bars and the clubs, and so I got to kind of graduate really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, 13 years old, I was already playing. Live.
That's awesome.
So, and like I said, my dad really backed me on it. So him and I, we would load in the car, and he would take me wherever I needed to go. Didn't matter if it was a few hours in either direction. It's what we did.
That's awesome to hear, because so many didn't want their kids to be in the rock star life.
Right. Well, my dad kind of became folklore on the road because he traveled with us the last 2 years of his life. He went out and toured with us, kind of as our merch guy. But like all the people who really knew our band already knew my dad because my dad had been around so much. So
yeah,
I wasn't much on the party side of things. I would go do my show and I would hang out and whatnot, but drinking and the drug scene and all this stuff just never was my thing.
Yeah.
But my dad, I'd get to a show, they'd be like, "Where's Pops at?" Because they knew my dad would go do it. He would go do whatever everybody was down for. And so, like I said, he kind of had his own fan base.
That's awesome. That's good stuff. Okay.
Yeah, so
what bands when did you start One Less Reason? Let's start there.
Well, I played in the band that I was talking about, the thrash band for, I was in that for about 6 years, 7 years, and then I had gotten a job. I was 18, I guess, 19 years old, and I'd gotten a job, and like I said, I was really into this really heavy stuff, and there was a Tourniquet record called Pathogenic Ocular Dissonance.
Okay. I've heard of them, by the way.
Right. And I had it recorded on the cassette, right? And I would take this cassette to work with me, and I would listen to it while I was at work. But my brother, being the dickhead that he was, decided he was going to record Matchbox 20's Yourself or Someone Like You over it, because that's what he was into. So I get to work.
Oh, my God.
And I put it in. It's Matchbox 20, right? And I'm like, oh, my God, I got to listen to this guy fucking mumble for the next, I got nothing else to listen to. And I put it in, and I hit play, and a song called Long Day. It's sitting by the overcoat, the second shelf, the note she wrote that I can't bring myself to throw away. And I was like, holy shit, this guy really has something to say. There's no way he has more to say than that. And then I got to the next song, and then the lyrics just, from that point on, just, I don't know, they struck a nerve with me.
Yeah.
Because it kind of felt like it met me right where I was at, even though the vehicle that it came in wasn't really my thing. The content within the vehicle was definitely what I needed at that time.
Yeah.
And so that made me reanalyze what I wanted to do. Instead of playing a million notes a second, I wanted to learn how to take 3 chords and put words over it and make people feel something.
Oh, yeah.
And then, so I took 2 years off. I quit the band that I was in, took 2 years off just to kind of get that whole thing out of my system for what I had been doing, and just tried to learn how to write songs. And then I started a band called Lapdog. And Lapdog started out very light like that, kind of Matchbox 20-ish, but then it ended up being more like a Machine Head kind of thing. So they just kept getting heavier and heavier because of the scene that we were in. It was heavier, heavier, heavier. So we did that for I don't know how many years, and I was just a really angry young guy. And I guess it was around 2003 or 2004. A guy named Jim Giesbath. We were in Orlando playing at the Social in Orange Avenue. He scooped us up as management, and he sent us to work with a guy named Rick Beato in Atlanta. He's a producer. And like I said, we were all, heavy, heavy, heavy. But, I still love singers. But he went and worked with Rick, and we were doing pre-production. And I was just sitting there with the guitar, just singing songs, warming up while the drummer put his drum set together and whatnot. So just based off of what I was doing, Rick already had a perception of what we were based off of what I've been playing prior to it starting. Then he's like, all right, guys, show me what you got. And then, we started, and we got about 16 bars in, and he was going, stop, fucking stop. Oh my God, why are you doing that? And I was like, this is what we do. you know, this is the guy who did like the first Shinedown stuff, you know, so he was like really active rock, you know, Need to Breathe. He did a bunch of that stuff, you know, Parmalee. And he was just like, what? Wow, you can sing. Why are you doing that to your throat? Why are you screaming like a fool? Because Rick, they call him Dick Beato for a reason, because he's very honest, right?
Up front.
And that's what this is. Yeah, I was like, this is just what we do, man. And he pulled me to the side. He said, Chris, he said, listen to me. He said, do you like money? I was like, I don't know. I ain't never had any. He said, what's awesome? He said, do you like pussy? I was like, yeah, pretty fond of it. He said, well, if you listen to me, you're going to have a plethora of both. And then we started working on different songs. And when we came out of the studio, we were One Less Reason, because we sounded nothing like we did when we went in.
Wow.
You know, we went in with all these metal songs. And when we came back out, we had, you know, Favorite Color, Worthless, you know, the songs that ended up, you know, inevitably getting us to the place where we could do it for a living.
Yeah. Wow.
And that's kind of how it happened. So we became One Less Reason in 2004. Because our record Everyday Life came out in 2005 or 2006. So I don't know.
Well, that's cool that you took that in that way and let that happen, because so many people, including myself, I don't know if I would have done that at the time, you know. Wow, that's cool, man, because
well, I was living in my girlfriend's dorm room and eating on and using her meal plan at school to eat. Right?
Oh yeah.
And you know, I was more going towards the 90s rock style stuff anyway. Was kind of my thing at the time. So I accepted it with open arms. Now, the fan base that we had already built didn't.
Yeah, I bet.
You know. Yeah. Well, we came back and, you know, we had gone from, you know, pretty much wanting to be Nothing Face and Machine Head, and came back sounding like, you know, Nickelback and Shinedown and whatnot. And, you know, we had a lot of pissed off people, but I was like, fuck yeah, I dig this.
Yeah. You know, to that, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you know, look at Metallica. Metallica for years and years, Ride the Lightning, you know, Kill 'Em All and all this. They were like, we're never going to make a video. We're not going to sell out, which is not selling out. I mean, if you want to make money and have a life for yourself and your family, that's totally different. That's not selling out. But, you know, and Metallica realized
like that.
You know, make a video, boom, you hit national status, dude. And you're making money hand over fist. You know.
Sure. I mean, my song, A Day to Be Alone, I wrote that song for my girlfriend at the time because I was too poor to buy her a gift. Okay. And I was like, I'll never put this song out. This is your song, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, I went and sold a ton of copies of it.
Hell yeah.
You know, it's all bullshit. And you want to be an artist and you want to have integrity, but it's hard to be an artist when your ass has got to go to work every morning at 6 a.m.
Oh, my God.
And be there till 6 p.m. because your ass is so tired when you get off that you don't have time to be creative.
No, I know what you mean. Yep. So you've never, now this is just hearsay, I don't know, from, you know, different people and this and that. I know some guys that, you know you well. So you've never signed a major contract or any kind of contract? You just write your stuff, you record your stuff, and you sell it online. Is that right?
Well, that ended up being the truth. I signed with Universal in 2004 or 5, I don't remember.
Okay.
And Universal signed us, and our song Favorite Color went to radio, and it started doing really, really well at radio.
Okay.
And it was getting a lot of spins. Okay. And we had Harry Guskoff and Pat Lynch out of Florida, who were over the radio stations at the time. They called Universal, like, we're going to really back this song, but we need to know that there is a record coming out, because we don't want to back the song of a song that doesn't have a record coming out. Right?
Yeah,
it's a total waste of our time.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, Universal was like, we've already spent the whole rock budget on the year on this other band, and the other band kind of flopped,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna say their name, but you know,
that's fine.
they had flopped and they had used up all the money, the rock budget. They were like, you could stick around, and after the new budgets come around after the first of the year, we'll give you a full push, or you can keep the money that we gave you, you can have all your masters, and you can walk out of the contract scot-free. I said, I'll take that.
Wow.
And, yeah. So I did that. My band members hated me for it. They all quit, right? They all quit. So
I bet.
now it's just me. Yeah, now it's just me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just bailed off of a major label deal.
Mm.
And I had everybody around me going, okay, guys, it's time to, you know, Chris, maybe it's time to hang it up on this. It's time to go ahead and put this One Less Reason stuff to bed. And I don't know, it didn't feel right.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't feel right to me. So I bought onelessreason.com and I put it up on a local server. And in 24 hours, that server called me and said, you got to get off our server. You got 1 day to get off our server because you're crashing this. You've had 280,000 individual hits
Hell
in 24
yeah.
hours. And I went, holy fuck, there's something here, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And so I went to some friends of mine, and they loaned me $5,000 because I pissed through all my Universal money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I went to Orlando. I had the 5 songs that I'd done with Universal already, and I went to Orlando and worked with a guy named Justin Thomas, and we did 5 more songs.
Mm-hmm.
And we put that together, you know, and it became what ended up being Everyday Life. I put Everyday Life up for sale, and we sold 3,300 copies in the first week.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking, fuck, now I gotta mail these.
Yeah, no shit.
So, right, you know, so then I used to have these things called mailing parties.
Okay.
And I would invite all the girls that I knew and all the guys that I knew over to the house.
Yeah.
And we would just have stacks of CDs and stacks of envelopes and, you know, this little system going, and we would, you know, we would sit around and shoot the shit and just have mailing parties, you know, and that's how
Hell yeah,
One
street
Less Reason
teams,
started.
man.
And and from that point, there was no longer any reason to sign a record deal. You know, it just didn't make sense at that point, because why do I want to go put a record out and take a quarter off of it whenever I can keep all $10?
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
So yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I think the only thing you missed out on was money up front. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, that's all you missed out on. I mean, maybe some promotion here and there, but I mean, dude, there's all kind of ways to promote, you know, especially nowadays. Back then it was too, but just, you know, it wasn't as plentiful as now. But yeah.
But what a lot of people don't realize, especially in these rock bands, is, you know, go out with these rock bands, especially now, and, you know, and a lot of these rock bands have deals that are so bad that they're selling 1 million records, and the fucking guys in the band don't even own a car.
Oh yeah, and they still owe money.
Right, and they live with their parents. They live with their parents. They don't even own a car, and they're 35 years old. It's like, nah, they can keep the promotion.
Mm-hmm.
I drive a Rolls Royce. I'll keep that. You guys, good luck on buying your first car.
Yeah. That's awesome. I like how you threw that in there. Has a little, has a little Nickelback-ish, you know, from their song Rockstar or whatever. I drive my Rolls.
Well, I mean, but it's true. It's
I
true
know.
because these guys are out here and they're selling all this merchandise to buy somebody else things, and they have nothing. I mean, they literally. There was one day we went on tour with, and we got done in Nashville, and this tour had been sold out, and it was the last night of the show, and the buses were leaving, and these fucking guys had no way to get home.
Wow.
They had no fucking way to get home, and I remember thinking, holy shit, it's all smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. Yeah.
you guys are all broke. You've made somebody really wealthy.
Oh, shit.
You've made somebody really wealthy. If I'm working, I'm going to make myself wealthy. I'm not worried about a record label.
Yeah, that's awesome. But I mean, one good thing, I think, just my opinion, that one song being on the radio pushed a lot. You came right off the heels of that, and that helped because your name was fresh. You know what I'm saying?
That used to be true. That used to be true.
Oh,
But
that's what I'm saying.
one band that's come out. Yeah. There hasn't been one band that come out the last 5 years that's gone to active rock radio that can pack out anything bigger than a club.
Oh, I know.
In the United States.
I know. It's ridiculous.
You have the Shine Downs, and you have the Nickelbacks, but they were part of this before the bottom fell out.
Oh yeah. I mean, definitely they were. I was just watching a live thing on Facebook with Shinedown talking about their new album, and they've been at it 20 years. Well, not at it 20 years, but almost in the rock scene of being when they first got signed 20 years. And I didn't believe. I was like, damn, it has been that long, hasn't it? Shit. So.
But here's the thing: name one active rock band that's doing great that hasn't been around 15 or 20 years. One new rock band that can really make it. I mean,
I don't think
I think
can.
that
I'd have
Shinedown.
Think a lot.
I think that Shinedown does it right on the fact that they're not out there trying to do the same thing that everybody else is doing. They're actually trying to do something different. They're trying to do something like when you hear whether you like the new stuff or you don't like the new stuff's irrelevant. The thing about it is from Leave a Whisper to now, they don't even sound like the same band.
Of course.
But
no.
To me, they sound like more of a mature band. They sound like the band that they need to be for where they are in their life. And Zach, the guitar player, doesn't live 100 yards from. You know what I mean?
Oh, really? Okay.
And yeah, I mean, like him and I live in the same neighborhood, right? I mean, he lives right across. You walk out my house, there's a lake, and on the other side of the lake, Zach lives.
Wow.
I mean, I could throw a rock and hit the dude's house. And the thing about it is those guys have houses and cars and responsibilities. And instead of fucking falling in line, what I'm saying is that gives them the motive instead of falling in line to be what everybody else is in rock music. Every record they do something different. Now, you have a lot of people that just want them to make the Sound of Madness over and over and over and over again. And I hear the haters talk every time Shinedown puts out a record. Oh, you heard that new shit? Oh, that stuff sounds terrible. That's just your opinion. Who cares? I personally think Devil and Human Radio, the two new songs they put out, is the best shit they've done since Sound of Madness.
Yeah. I do too. These two, to be honest with you, not the first one, Devil, it took me even the first song off the last album, Cut the Cord, took me a few times to listen to really get into it because it was different. But I wasn't going to hate it, I mean,
right.
It grew on me, and the next thing you know, I'm like, hell yeah, that's some badass shit, So
right. Let me tell you, whether or not I like if there's a guitar player out there, like I'm never going to go listen to a Steve Vai record, right? But let me tell you something. I know for a fact Steve Vai is a badass on the guitar. You know what I mean? And he's impressive as shit.
Oh yeah.
Same thing with Shinedown or any band that's been around for a while that's still willing to make a new sound. Just because it's not what they did, that they're not as good as they used to be. Just means that they're at different spots of their life. And I think it sucks when a band makes the same record over and over and over again. I had a lot of people pissed at me on my last record because it had so much programming. But I was listening to a lot, so I was into programming.
Yeah. Well, if you don't grow and you don't much, like you said, maturity, you can hear it. And if you don't grow, sometimes not growing's good, and then sometimes growing is good. So I mean, it's a catch-22. You just don't know when it's gonna, land right. So that's a chance you're taking with your creativity.
There's some bands that I used to really like, and they were not very big. And then they changed their sound completely. Like Train. I used to love Train records. I used to think they were just fantastic.
Yep.
You know, and then
oh, God.
all this new stuff, I'm like, you know, I'm sure they could give two shits whether or not I like it or not, because they're still selling out rooms that are probably bigger than they've ever been. It's just not my thing, but I do know this. Everybody in that band is talented as fuck.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that's like the new Godsmack. It took me about 5-6 times to listen to that new song before I liked it, you know.
Right.
And there's people out there that are hardcore, and they're like, "Oh man, that's the best shit." And I'm like, I mean, yeah. And now I'm like, hey, he's growing. He's trying to sing more, you know, melodic stuff, more everything. I mean, it's a pretty cool song. So, yeah, that's cool.
Right.
Got a question for you. I played a club back in 2001-ish, 2001-ish. Last Place on Earth in Memphis. Did you ever play there?
The Last Place on Earth, 2001?
Somewhere in that range, yeah. It's called The Last Place on Earth. It was and it felt like the last place on Earth. It was a huge venue, but it felt like it was underground because it was right there by an overpass, right off Madison or Monroe or one of those M words, you know, M roads over there.
Right.
I was just wondering if you did or not, so because I had played there before, so. I'm a little older than you.
I said,
not much.
Well, yeah, in 2001, shit, I was just getting my band started, so.
Okay.
I didn't really start playing Memphis. I didn't start really playing Memphis until like 2003 or 4.
Okay, right around the time.
I didn't
really less reason.
Well, yeah, I mean, we played as Lapdog, but not much here, because Memphis is one of those places where if they love you all the way. If they don't know you, they don't care.
Yeah.
And if they hate you all the way.
Yeah.
I mean, Memphis is like that in every aspect, you know. I mean, it's just the way we are here. I mean,
yeah.
But I don't guess I really started getting a fan base here until I started. My buddy John Falls, he sung for Egypt Central.
Oh, okay.
Him and I kind of we traded out some markets, and he brought us into Memphis, and it's almost like, you know, Egypt Central kind of validated us and vouched for us. And from that point on, you know, we always did well in Memphis.
That's cool. What's some of the bands you've been on the road with?
Say that one more time.
Oh, my bad. What are some of the bands you've been on the road with, you know, toured with?
We've played with Steel. We've played my favorite tour. It was definitely not the biggest tour we've been on. One of my favorite tours was the Trust Company. Those guys were just some of the nicest. They had the song Downfall.
I actually knew
that song.
Yeah, I know a guy that played bass for them right before they got signed, and he quit the band, and they got signed, and now he's pouting. But yeah, you know, so yeah, because they were something down, 48 down or something before they were Trust Company.
41 down.
41 down. Okay.
Down at the time.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool.
And we went and toured with those guys. I really, you know what? Of all the tours we've been on, the smaller tours were always more fun to me, I guess. Because the bigger tours are they're so business. Like, it's business, right? But we went out with Greenwheel and did a tour that I really enjoyed. Trust Company, we did a tour with them. We went out with Hinder, and that was a really fun run.
I bet.
We thought a girl died in her van, but she lived.
I bet that was.
Okay. I got a funny story for you. We go out with Hinder, right? Hinder's the party rock band.
Oh yeah.
You know, party, right? And when we came back from that tour, I remember we had really showed out on that tour and kind of been, you know, just a little too crazy. So much so that the label we were on at the time was out of Nashville, It was a joint venture between me and a record label.
Mm-hmm.
So we were doing 50-50 together, right?
Okay.
And we get back, and we had just come in from, I don't even remember where we were. It's Fort Walton Beach, Florida.
Okay.
We got home. I was home 20 minutes, and the main guy at the record label calls, and he's like, I need you guys in Nashville now. We just got home. He's like, no, I need y'all in Nashville now. Fuck. So I call the guys, and I was like, guys, we got to go to Nashville. The fucking label wants us there for some reason. So we go to Nashville, we get there, and he goes, y'all sit the fuck down. I was like, all right. He said, Hinder says that they don't know if they could take y'all out again because you guys are just too much to handle. He said, let me say that again. Hinder's management team says that you guys are just too fucking much, and you got to calm down if you're going to go out with them. Just like, I was like, guys, this is embarrassing. And so,
but were y'all really that bad?
From that point on, yes.
Okay.
We got to this one place, and the venue gave us 3 liters of Jaeger.
Oh shit.
And us and some friends floated all of them, and it just really got out of hand.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh,
I still just want to go straight to vomit whenever I smell Jaeger now. You know that when you smell it, you're just like, oh my God.
Yep.
Oh my God, I can't do that. That just smells like death to me. Yeah.
That's awesome. Wow. I mean, Hinder, the party boys. Yes, of course. I mean, now if that had been Buck Cherry, that might have been a little scary if y'all,
Well, I think it had more to do with the fact that the tour manager for Hinder comes off their bus, and there's this girl. We're pulling her out of the van, and we're like, and my brother, who's the bass player at the time, who's a pessimist and everything, going, man, she's fucking dead, guys. She's fucking dead. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. And I got her feet, and the guitar tech's got her arms, and we're like trying to carry her out of the van. And the tour manager's like, what's going on? And my brother's like, oh, dude, that bitch is dead. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. She's not dead. Yeah, man, she ain't breathing. She ain't breathing. Dude, she's breathing. Look at her stomach. You fuck, I mean, I'm just like, oh my God. And the tour manager was like, get her out of here. Don't care what you do with her. Get her out of here. So we leaned her up against the U-Haul trailer. And we left. Left her with her sister. Like, bye.
Oh, man. That's wild.
Yeah.
Very cool. So what what you got in the works? I know you got a video coming out soon. What's the name of that song?
The song's called Get Free. It's a cover of Divine's song, Get Free. Yeah.
I had seen Chip's Facebook Live thing, and I recognized, I knew I had heard it before, but I just wasn't positive,
Yeah.
So, very cool. I tell you what, man.
Go
ahead.
I'm working on a new One Less Reason record, but we've done 5 cover tunes, and we're going to put the cover tune record out and just give it away.
Yeah.
First.
Okay.
And then
generate noise. Generate noise, man. That's it.
Yeah. But before I did the Memories Uninvited record, I always demo everything acoustically to make sure the songs are worth the shit before I start. So we're gonna do an extended version of the Memories Uninvited with all the demos.
Okay.
It'll be the full record, and then the demos, and then also an explanation of each song, almost like a storyteller's kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then we're going to add 2 songs that didn't make the record.
Okay.
That were supposed to be on the record that didn't make the record because for some reason they only wanted 11 songs on the record. I don't know why.
Okay.
But that's what management wanted to do. So
yeah.
That
differs.
So we're going to add those 2 songs to it. And I got a solo record that I've done that I'm trying to find time to put out. That is very almost pop rockish.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, man, I got so much music. And then I produced and recorded a band called Savage After Midnight, who's signed to Sony now.
Okay.
And they were just out with Shinedown.
Nice.
So I got their record coming out.
Okay.
I got some other stuff that I'm producing and recording.
Mm-hmm.
Just writing, producing, recording, just music 24/7.
Yeah.
Trying to stay busy.
Now, when it comes to the acoustic songs, and you said like a storyteller type, I'm hearing that, and you're telling stories. I'm hearing that live. Now, that's just me.
Right.
I don't know. And is that what you're going to do? You're going to record them live, or are you going to record them studio?
Well, no, the songs are already recorded.
Oh, okay.
Because we demoed them before we even made the record.
Oh, okay.
Before we even made the Memories Uninvited, we demoed the songs. And I'm just going to put a quick snippet in there. I'm just going to record a quick, almost like a little audio clip of what the song actually was about when I wrote it. And what it meant,
okay.
And kind of where it came from.
Okay. Well, that keeps you from having to re-record stuff. That's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. And what? Let's see. Are y'all hitting the road anytime soon, or what's that like?
I hope not.
Come on now, you got to play some live shows. I hate that.
Yeah, I mean,
I missed it because last year y'all played at Rock on the Range, and JJ had been talking to me. I call him JJ, Soundman J, Frederick. Anyway,
yeah, J Frederick.
Yeah, I call him JJ. He just always have. But anyway, he was like, "Yeah, man, come on, hang out with us, blah blah blah, this and that." And the day of the show, something came up and I couldn't come, and I was like, "Son of a bitch," because I wanted to come and hang out so bad. Especially it was sold out. Shit, that somebody sold out in like a week or something. It was ridiculous.
Right. So, that Rock on the Range was a fun show. That thing was a blast. We did 60 some odd shows in the end of 2016. And then I pretty much didn't do anything in 2017 as far as shows went. I think I just did a few local shows or whatever. And I'm a dad. I got two small kids, and if the touring doesn't make sense, I'm not doing it because I'm not missing out on my children. That's all there is to it. I'm just not missing out on my children.
I understand.
And their lives and growing up, unless it really is a huge opportunity that's going to further my career. B, them financially, and so yes, we are going to tour again, of course. It's just as of right now, I don't know when that's going to be, but there's really no sense in even touring until we have a new product out there anyway.
Right.
We would literally just be spinning our wheels at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
We're doing a show with Aaron Lewis coming up, so that should be cool. I mean,
where at?
Just say,
St. Louis, you said?
No, it's with Aaron Lewis.
Oh, Aaron Lewis. Okay.
And it's a place called Skullbone Park. It's just this outside. It's this outside full throttle venue.
Okay.
And that should be cool.
Okay.
And that's June 30th.
Did you say?
So I mean, yes, we're going to do some shows. We're going to do some headlining shows because those always make a lot more money than opening.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So we're just gonna do what we do, man.
I hear you.
I have a hard time making plans because shit's so contingent on other things that it's just ridiculous. That's why I try to let other people plan it for me.
Oh,
I'll show up.
Very cool. Yeah, I talked to Jack Russell a few weeks back, and he said, I don't know where the hell I'm going to play. He said, I just get in the car, get on the plane, and go. And my, road manager tells me what city I'm in. I said,
right.
So
the last tour we did was as far as like from where we started to where we ended up, Well, the last tour we did, we were in a bus, and I flew home on every day off, and then I flew a lot from city to city. And, and it's about as comfortable of touring as one human can get as far as touring goes.
Yeah.
But,
well, just do weekends and fly out for them,
Right.
If it makes sense.
I'm 41 now, man. I just, right. Like I said, I'm 41 now, man. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I don't know how much longer I want to do it. So, I can record with Savage After Midnight, and they can go out and do the shows and put in all the work, and my mailbox gets the same check that it does whether I go out and tour or not.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
well, I set a date.
And they're young. So.
Yeah, I set a date for 36, and I actually quit at 36. I haven't played a live show since I played one live show as acoustic show, and that's just not me. I like a full backing band. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. Well, Cris, I've enjoyed it. It's been great. Hey, where can they check everything out? I know you're on. Is One Less Reason they on Facebook?
Yeah, we're at facebook.com/OneLessReasonMusic. And then I think we're at olrmusic.com.
Yep.
And then we're all over YouTube and, the standard shit.
Yeah. The people can buy songs on iTunes and just
all that stuff. Everything's out there,
Google Play.
But yeah, I mean, it's just, check it out if you like it. But if you don't, go buy somebody else's music. Just buy music.
Buy music.
Don't stream that shit. Don't do it through Spotify because you're just literally paying a corporation to steal from the artist.
Yep. All right. Well, like I said, I enjoyed it, and we'll be talking with you again. Hopefully, I get to see you out on the road sometime. I'm up here in, Cincinnati, Ohio, so it would have to be
awesome.
It would have to be Rock on the Range or Summerfest or something like that. But anyway, I'll stay in touch with Chip and JJ, and they'll tell me where you're at. So.
Well, you know how to get in contact with me.
Oh, yeah, Cris. Well, man, I appreciate it, and good talking to you.
You too. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, well, that concludes episode number 16 of Blevins Nation Podcast. I want to thank Chris Brown from One Less Reason for coming on the show. Also thank Chip Matthews out of Jackson. And tell you a little story real quick. I went to a concert last night here in Cincinnati, and a couple bands, actually 4 bands played. I only got a chance to catch 2 of them, but the headliner was Lift the Medium, and I'm going to be doing a podcast with them here shortly. And anyway, great set. Band finished. Of course, they're all original, or they do mostly original. And they got through with the set, and crowd wanted more. So they kind of huddled around the drummer and got ready, trying to figure out what they were going to do. I'm sitting way, way in the back, and I was like, okay. Telepathically, I was trying to send them a message. Play, because if it was me, I would have done it. I would have played Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin. So I'm sitting there trying to brainwave my shit all the way to the front. And next thing you know, the band turns around, and all of a sudden, they get ready to play, and the drummer goes, man, instant rock hard. Hard rock. That was awesome. Loved it. Hell yeah. Killer set. Also want to throw a shout out to my sponsor, Green Manis Hemp, which is greenmanis.com. You can check us out at blevinsnation.com. Blevins Nation on Twitter, Facebook. You can find us on YouTube. Also, Blevins Nation Podcast on Instagram. I want to throw a shout out again to Dirty Outlaw Entertainment. Check out who those guys are booking and where they're booking them, and go see some shows. Definitely, whatever you do, go see live music. Wherever you can, go support live music, no matter if it's local, regional, or national. Also, go buy music. And I mean buy it. Don't listen to it on these pay by the month shit. Support your artist, okay? Anyway, love you guys. Look forward to another episode, and peace out.
Won't you come inside? Let me see.